Zacks Rank Buys, stocks with a short-term buy or strong buy recommendation. Now, here are more Zacks Rank Buys. Momentum stocks are what we're talking about now with Mike Vodika, our momentum stock analyst at Zacks.com. And you've got two picks for us this time around, one of which is AMZN.com. Now, you don't need to say any more. Everybody recognizes AMZN.com. I think they've become like the marketplace of the world.
Yeah.
You can buy just about anything
I think so.
on Amazon.
Yeah, their distribution line is absolutely massive. There's no doubt about that. It's a powerhouse retailer. Like you said, everyone's probably heard of them. It's a big company. They have a market cap of $57 billion, so that's definitely a large cap or maybe even like a mega cap. They've been around since 1994, so it's really not even that old of a company, but definitely very progressive in their technology and very progressive in the model that they've presented to the public. But this is kind of a tie-in to the holiday season here, and also the kind of the macro level shift we've seen from consumers going to actual storefronts and moving to a more internet-based consumption environment.
Right.
That definitely helped the company's third quarter results that they just reported recently. Revenue was impressively up 28% from last year, and again, that's not something that we really see a whole lot, revenue gains year over year, so that was really solid. They had earnings per share of 45 cents. It was 12 cents ahead of the Zacks consensus estimate. They had their strongest segment was books, DVDs, and CDs. They had really strong showing in that category.
Well, that's their core. I can remember when books was all you could get on Amazon.
Yeah,
way back.
Yeah, it's still their strength. So I mean, it's definitely been a growth business for them. They're still doing well.
Yep.
North American sales were up 23%. Global sales were up even better, 33%. So that shows they have a nice geographic diversification in their business model. We've seen some nice upward movement on the estimates picture too. The next year estimate on a longer term basis is at 254. So we're looking at a 36% growth projection. From a valuation perspective, this share price is up really big this year, so it's kind of thrown the valuation picture out of check a little bit. It's trading at 72 times right now. It's definitely pricey.
Wow. That's all I can say is wow.
Yeah, that's just about one of the priciest stocks I've seen. But again, this is a momentum stock. The momentum is clearly up with Amazon, and going into the holiday season, a lot of analysts are very bullish on their performance. So right now it's trading at right about 133, 135, and it's just riding a short-term trend line higher.
And recently then you also wrote about Trina Solar, TSL, the ticker symbol, company that designs and manufactures solar modules.
Yes, they do. This is a company out of China, which makes it of interest to our investment community. China's getting a lot of attention because of the big China story. They have strong GDP growth. They're leading out of the global recession. This is a company with a market cap of $1.37 billion, so it's a fairly sizable company, and founded in 1997, and it's definitely a playoff of alternative energy, which is still very hot.
So do they design and manufacture the solar panels?
Yeah, solar modules. They do solar modules.
Well, what does that mean, modules?
Well, actually, that would be like components that the components they use to actually build the end product.
Okay.
Yeah. Third quarter results are reported November 16th. Fairly recently, we saw nice top line growth. Sales are up 14% from last year. Earnings per share of $1.29. It was 54 cents ahead of the Zacks consensus estimate, so that was a really big beat right there. That's what they've basically been doing for the last year. The last 4 quarters, they've averaged a 92% earnings surprise, which is really, really solid. And again, we also saw some nice fundamental growth from them too. Margin expansion, gross margin up to 28.5% from 22.5% last year, so that was solid. They're getting their costs down. Operating expenses were down to 10.3% of revenue from 15%. They have $381 million in cash, so they have a nice cash position too. But they do have a little bit of a debt. They are a little debt heavy. $381 million in debt. Only 24 of it is long term, so they're going to have to refinance a lot of that short term debt. So that's something to pay attention to.
And what does all of that mean to the stock price?
Shares right now, they're trading at right about $50. We've seen some pretty serious gains in the last 6 months on this one, or 9 months, I should say now. It bottomed out at just $5 in early spring, so it's up pretty big. But the valuation picture, something we pay close attention to, is trading at about 19 times. So from a valuation perspective, it still looks attractive.
All right. Do you own either of these two?
No, I don't.
Check out other momentum stock picks that Mike has written about recently, or other stock picks in other investment categories on our homepage at Zacks.com. In the upper right-hand corner, we put 4 new stock pick ideas for you up there daily, one in each of the investment categories written about. With With Mike, I'm Terry Ruffalo.